Hello there, fellow admirals. Radamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Starsector Homeworld, episode 26, Defending Our Precious Planet. So at the moment, the bounties we've got... that one is for 87k. A base. A bounty on just the stuff to blow up. There's a bunch of like system-wide bounties to blow up. And another base bounty. Because we could also, you know, do those kind of bounties. I'm not above that. Because we're not friends of pirates. So blowing up pirates, even if we've paid Kanta off, is like not a reasonable thing to do. Cheers. All right, monthly expenses is almost, yeah, it's just stock withdrawn from fleet. I figured. All right, it looks like building up the defenses. So here's what we'll do. Earn money to invest in Darid. The other question is, should I spend a story points or high command? So keep it in mind, like, story points, I've been using them kind of fast and loose with the, like, evading other fleets, because I haven't wanted to save scum, and I haven't yet. But if we made improvements to the high command, it would cost me half of my story points, 8 of 16. They would not be refunded, and it would increase the amount of heavy patrols launched by the high command by 1. Which is not a lot, I'll argue. It might stop some commerce rating or something, but, like, it's not likely to be like a life or death type thing. So some of these bounties that are out right now. Oh, there's a bounty on an onslaught. Oh boy. Some of these bounties I like probably don't have time to do. They're about to time out, and I doubt I can like physically get to their spots within the bounty's time frame. So I'm gonna hang out in core and wait for there to be missions or bounties that are like, I can actually fulfill. Well, this one's tempting. The Bionic Station. I'll take that one. I'll pick that one up only because it's almost, it has a gate, so it's convenient, and it's almost certainly defended by like remnants, which could potentially pay for itself. And it looks like you guys say, keep my story point. Alright, that's reasonable. I understand that. I was always on the fence about that. It's also to be said, if I can mitigate all of the colony threats that are posed, that go against us, I don't really need a high command anymore. A high command is really only useful for defending yourself against, like, big threats. And it might be possible to get away with not having that, or alternatively, sometime down the line, for Darid to build a construction grid, and then the construction grid to be building an orbital station, and then the orbital station as the colony. It's a colony. It's not actually a planet, but it's a colony, to be designated as the high command, and therefore freeing up the industry on Darid. And I think that's a very reasonable thing to do sometime down the line. All right, here we are again. We are blowing up some remnants. Gemini, thank you for the resub. And I think what I'll do is I'll immediately put the... Oh, I can't see them yet. I want the Eradicators dedicated to blowing up the Brilliant, to keep pressure on the Brilliant so the Brilliant can't take out some smaller ship. Because the Brilliant could probably take out smaller ships here, and because of my XOs, any small ship that we lose is almost certainly recoverable, but I don't need to be filling up these small ships with like D-mods, because I want the D-mods removed off the bigger ships. But the Brilliant's already destroyed, so this is like pretty much a foregone conclusion of a fight. Tried to torpedo me? How rude. Like last-ditch effort not to die. Fury, maybe... never mind. You killed it. It's fine. So we started the orbital station already. I must say these, like, remnants are pretty good. Oh, and there we go! Damaged weapon mounts removed off of Turtle Sandwich. Alright. Wow! A plasma dynamo. I have no use for it. A flavor synthesizer. It makes my ship's weapons turn quicker when I can taste the weapons or something. I don't know. Velocore. Stellar Endurance Enhancer. And Harmony Digestive Processor. Cool. And again, it's the same text as before. With the, like, I would need to reroute power to be able to take advantage of yada yada yada. Alright, that's done. And the fight was fun. I did just start the orbital station. I decided to go high-tech. I think that makes sense. And we are, we're pretty close to our growth markers. What I might want to do is, with the excess money that I have, to buy domestic goods and lux goods from Core and import them to Darrett ourselves. Because it seems like the trade fleets have been messed with. Recent incoming shipment lost. And recent incoming shipment lost. So yeah, there's some shipment raiders that have been putting the hurt on Darrett, trying to destabilize it, slow it down, or just profit. And let's take matters in our own hand. So the issue is I'm not really sure where to import that stuff. Let's get over to Asharu and figure out what independent world I might be able to buy that from, because I'm not really sure. Yeah, I still have that Portside Fury. It's kind of like the way you build, like, apogees, too. Like, there's a lot of ships that are very asymmetrical, and you just end up, like, you know, fighting off of one side. It's actually pretty typical for this game. Embrace the asymmetry, in other words. Alright, they have almost no lux goods. Best places to buy. I don't see any worlds that are independent. Best places to buy domestic goods. Don't see any independent worlds either. So I'm just going to buy them at, like, markup. And I'll buy them here. And we'll just pop around. So looking for work. And looking for domestic and lux goods to buy. Oh. Well, pirate raiders were messing with, I don't know, someone, and I'm like, you know what? I want in on it. It's making whatever fleet I'm helping out happy, and I get to kill pirates. Who are you guys, anyway? I don't even know. You're independents, I think. I like how I was more interested in killing pirates than, like, helping allies, potential allies, so I'm like, yeah, I don't know who you are, but I'm here for pirates, so just, like, don't get in my way and we're chill. I'm happy to blow up pirate condors all day long. Oh, where are you going? Miss Tusky. Alright. Rude. The hope is maybe to get, whoop, one of their eagles. Or falcon, rather. I wouldn't mind fetching a falcon off the fight. Oh my god. Yep, you blew yourself. Yep. The ISS Sercopes blew up because they were hugging the Falcon too hard. What a dummy. I was about to say, yeah, he's about to have like a rude awakening of like... So when enemy ships die or get exploded, they do blow up. And the bigger the target, the bigger the boom. So if you are like adjacent to a battle station, it's gonna take you the hell out if you're like on top of it. But if you're a really little ship and you're near like a cruiser, yeah, it's gonna mess with you too. And that stupid ship learned that the hard way. Alright, victory. Didn't get the Falcon. Oh well. And I helped a smuggler? Oops. Let's just pretend that I didn't just help a smuggler. Hello! More pirates. Yes. Sure. You want to fight too? I haven't had time to recover from the last fight, but you know what? I don't care. Works for me. Could I blow up the smuggler? So the smuggler was an independent smuggler, wasn't a pirate smuggler? Because if it was a pirate smuggler, a pirate fleet wouldn't be attacking a pirate smuggler. That doesn't really make any sense. So what's interesting about this game is all the factions in this game kind of operate as like individual entities, including the pirates, which don't make a whole lot of sense because like in real life, you don't have all pirates, you know, like not like thieves wouldn't help other thieves, pirates wouldn't help other pirates, but in this game, like they kind of do. They're like as if they're in one big faction rather than a bunch of separate entities. So I know that that smuggler was an independent smuggler, not a pirate smuggler, because if it was a pirate smuggler, it wouldn't have been targeted in the first place. But I do find it cute that this fleet thought it could fight me. And, sure, hopefully there's a bounty on it. Or I get an eradicator for the fight. One or the other. Fine with either. Or... This fleet can't even get rid of one of my enforcers. It has no hope of destroying anything worth a damn. Can I get a shot in, though? Like, Fury, for real. There we go. My Furies have a habit of, like, parking themselves right in front of me. It's kind of annoying. Alright, they on boom. I still pulled the most XP. I'm not going to bother pursuing them. They just have drams. I'm going to let them go. Ship recovery. Nothing good. So wreckage it is. And apparently, that was enough to really make the hedge happy. I'll take it. There is like a full-fledged war going on right now, though. There's like a system-wide bounty for pirates that the hedge put out. They're really throwing down. It's good money, I guess. As long as someone's paying the bounties. Alright, where is Nordia? It is this gravity well. What's funny about those Furies that like are hugging the enemy is like I designed them to have like suppressing beams from a distance. And they're like, alright, we're gonna suppress from point blank. It's like, okay. Not really sure how you came up with that strategy, given what I told you to do, but sure. We'll go with that's exactly what I intended. Okay, they aren't selling much in terms of Lux goods. This ought to be enough to, like, help out with some of the bottlenecks we had back home, though. So I'm going to drop this stuff off, empty out the guns, and then come back for more missions. Hey, Dennis! Thank you for the resub, man! Always a pleasure to have you here. Pirates are all family? Yeah. And it's... one of the important things to realize is, like, even when you pay off Kanta, that doesn't stop all pirates from messing with you. Right? It stops, like, the faction from raiding you, but that is not the same thing as pirates aren't hostile. Pirates aren't hostile is a totally different thing. And you can befriend pirates, but for lore reasons, obviously, I don't intend to. Alright. Oh, we can open market that too. This. All right, Jared. I sold this stuff on the open market, but like, it's still not being supplied. Maybe I'll just buy it back and like put it as for free. That's a big cost to eat, but it's going to help out the planet. So like, whatever. There. I should have done that to begin with and not like paid the tariffs twice. But yeah, we have stabilized it. It's growing. It's happy. It doesn't have any problems. And then once we get the orbital station, hopefully, we'll continue to upgrading it. But hopefully, it will help to resolve some of the problems that we have with like local commerce rating. Although I kind of doubt it, because without a means to manufacture big ships, which I don't intend to build, the detachments that we have will look like this. Now we can do a little bit in terms of what a typical heavy patrol is. So what I can do is I can regenerate it. And then I can also view blueprints. Not that I have like actual ships, ship manufacturing, but because I don't have that, I'm stuck using like salvage fleets. What I can do is I can change it so that they like prioritize carriers or warships or whatever. I really don't like the carriers, so I'm going to go with warships over carriers and phase ships. And we'll go with quality and officer quality and ship quality with fewer ships. Ship size will be prioritized. And aggression a little bit more aggressive. So like, here's a typical heavy patrol. And it absolutely sucks, but like that's because I don't have ship manufacturing on my planets. And that might be something that we consider like much later on down the line to add, but that's not something that a fledgling country should do because it makes everyone else mad. I would be dealing with a lot more colony threat, and I am not ready for that. We already have enough crises climbing. Yeah. Alright, back to core to find out how we can pay more bills. Wow, they really don't have a lot of missions. Alright, let's fly around until they do. And we can also check the bounties. So one of the important things about the bounty is to make sure the bounty isn't calling for us to destroy, like, faction that we don't want to fight, right? So we want to make sure the bounty is like, hey, go destroy pirates, not a bounty from like Person League saying go destroy Hedge, because like that would be a problem. And at some point we'll be able to start taking bigger bounties, which possibly gives us the ability to salvage battleships. That's the hope, to sort of like continually building up these, building up our strength to the point where we are able to take out a battleship or two to add it to our fleet. That would be a bit, that would be big. So here's a bounty of that's decent, and there's this one too in Khufu. Maybe I'll do the Khufu one. That looks really easy actually. We have time for this, yes? Yeah. Alright, so Khufu. You are hiding near a gas giant, yellow primary star. So you are... Let's actually figure this out. You're in Khufu. You're probably near this gas giant or that gas giant. Man or Melpo. Taking a look at here... There are no gas giants in Beta Khufu, so you're not hanging out there. And this is in a different constellation, so you're definitely at Dibawat, that enemy. So we got to get out to Dibawat. Got it. And Dibawat happens to have a gate. Ain't that convenient? Cheers. And my justification for doing bounties over the other types of missions, oh, here we go, is not so much for this fleet, because this fleet has a bunch of ships I don't care about, but a lot of the bounty targets, one, they will undemod my own ships, and two, I will be able to take some of their ships as trophies. And so it's like two birds, one stone. Being able to level up my own fleet and expand my own fleet while also getting paid is like a dream. Yo, Fury, you don't need to worry about me. I'm fine. See, I told you. As soon as my high energy focus came off cooldown, it was just like, melt. Oh, you missed that giant torpedo. That would have been nice to watch. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there's one. Yep, you're overloaded. Bye-bye. Do they have anything left? No, I don't think so. Ship recovery. I really didn't want any of theirs. They do have a smuggler mule, but like I already have one, so that's good. I don't need two. We did pick up an infusion pulse augment, which is a flesh gear. I don't think I've seen these before, which is decrease EMP damage, but also decrease shield arc. And it's only for big ships. Also has a very disturbing type of name. Would you like to touch my flesh gear? No, I don't. But thank you. Alright, colonies. Orbital station in 2 months, and then terraforming in about 3. And then we grow 11%. So we grow, and everything grows and gets finished like right around the same time, which is great. So Mr. Khufu is dead. Let's try to do Freya Khan. I wouldn't mind, like, one of the Eradicators to be picked up. Are there gates? There is. So we're gonna gate over to Sunda. Yes, I do have a captain that has a second heart. It can also take the primary heart. I'm not really obviously done with the whole like bionics. I'll revisit that, especially when I get a bigger ship. I'll set up my bionics to be custom tooled for it. Okay, bounty. You are hiding in a nebula. Well, there's only one nebula here, right? So you're somewhere in the Gamma Iron Nebula. And you are Husky. Come on. Or not. A rocky metallic world, so you're there. So we found her. Husky. You want a treat? Here. Treat. Hey, girl. Treat. You just gotta move the couch. Come on. Treat. No, get up on the couch. There we go. She's back. Hello, pirate. So I would say, on paper, our fleet and their fleet are like roughly evenly matched, but like my captains are much better. So it's not about like on paper, I don't think. Plus we have like S-modded ships and they have D-modded ships. Granted, our ships do have some D-mods. But as you can see, what is true on paper does not play out for real life. I'm like slicing up their small fries. And I can even take out this Colossus. They're missing a big chunk in their rear. And I got open shots on that. Goodbye. Eradicators are like armored missile boats, so they're a little bit harder to just like smoke out of nowhere. Because they're also ship class bigger than me. So it's not something I can just delete like I can the small guys. Hell, even the, this mule is like tanky enough that it takes me a minute. Alright, all they got is like a Cerberus, or Shepherd rather, and then 2 Eradicators left. Are you fleeing? Unfortunately for you, I have EMP weapons, so you ain't going very far. Flame out. Yeah, no kidding. Engines online, flame out. I know what that feels like when I was in the Dominator. It sucks, don't it? Alright, and then... yeah, they're gone. Victory! Ship recovery! Unfortunately, not the ones I wanted. Oh well. We got stellar legs for combat readiness, but flux capacity, and another flesh gear. It's the same. No, this is different. Decrease piloting ship's armor damage taken by a lot. But it does not work on big ships, which is probably good, because if you threw that on an Invictus, it'd be, like, incredible. Invictuses are, like, massive battleships that have, like, insanely high armor. So for balancing reasons, I figured that's not an option. Alright, well that's done. Another bounty down. And even the Luddic Church, like, I mean, it was a Lud Church bounty, which is a little weird to do, but, like, I'm not against the church. I just don't want their colony crisis creeping up on me. Yep, okay. Other bounties? Independence put up a bounty for you in Ballworm. Is there a gate there? Not really. It also happens to be in a like a low warning beacon system, which ain't awesome. Let's maybe drop stuff up because we're pretty close to Dwo. And drop stuff. Oh, shoot. Oh, God. Ignore that warning. These guys are... they don't look like pirates to me, but they don't look friendly either, so I'm not going to stick around and figure out if they want to do me ill. Surprised I haven't stumbled on a Paragon. I've stumbled on a single battleship, but it wasn't recoverable within the limit of the rules, because I'm not using story points to recover anything, so it has to recover it normally. And it was Astral, which is strong, but like certainly not my favorite type. No, here's another sensor entity. Ooh. So here's a slightly bigger bounty. For a deserter. The 150k range bounties I could probably handle if I brought some more ships with me. Champions are pretty tough targets, but I think they'd be handleable with our a little bit more of our fleet's might. So maybe we step it up and start doing slightly bigger bounties. What can I take out of dry dock? Another Fury, another Falcon, and then mostly small stuff. Ooh, also, Turtle Sandwich doesn't have any demods. Completely demod free. Pretty swank. Before I do anything else, let's see. S-mods. We still can't afford the missile racks. But they can. Okay, cool. So we've got Highland Timber with two S-mods now. And then I'll do Advanced Optics for the Fury. And then I'm going to auto-fit the Fury again. This is a totally different style, but like... Sabo SRM pods. Do I want that? What is this slot? This is a medium missile hard slot. Annihilator rocket pods for pressure. Sabo SRM pods are actually really good, so I'll keep those in. I only have one available. So yeah, I'm gonna let the auto fit decide, and hopefully it made a good decision here. I'm also going to incorporate solar shielding, which doesn't count against my total S-mods for this ship. And let's auto-fit this too. God, it wants to put mortars on this thing? That was another head scratcher, is it just kept trying to put like weird weapons on this. It's part of the reason is I just don't have like good available weapons. For those slots. But whatever. It's what it is, what it is. Alright, S-mods for my mule. I'll put... Oh, right. This is in the reserves, so it's sharing with others. I'll do expended cargo for it, knowing that it pulls from the same pool as the other ships here. Alright, I think I will make the decision to S-mod the militarized subsystems into this Colossus. And then I could incorporate fuel tanks and maybe efficiency overhaul, so that it like has even more fuel and like takes less supplies. I think that's a pretty good build for just the Colossuses to take. I could also, yeah, swap them out. I could put Wave Vernacular away and pull one of the others. Maybe both of the others, because they need to start building up their experience. Okay. Cool. That works. Taking a look at the bounties available to us. Whoops, wrong key. This is going against a Atlas super freighter battleship. Most of these bounties... Yeah, I would really like to try my hand at this one, but that might be a little bit too much for me to handle, given that it is an Eagle, a Falcon, a Champion, and a Pegasus, and Pegasus really can pack a big punch. Big, scary punch. Alright, before I do anything else, is there anything harassing Darid? We don't have any commerce rating, we don't have any... Wow, how am I already out of goods again? Good God, didn't I just drop off like a whole boat? You guys have an insatiable hunger for Lux goods. Being able to support our own like light industry might be a good thing to consider in the near future, so that we don't have this like big drain. So yeah, I think what I'll do is I won't take on that Pegasus. I think it's a bit too much, but I will start taking on slightly bigger targets. So I'm going to pull a bunch of these smaller ships out of dry dock, make sure that they're like refitted reasonably, and then take bigger bounties. So some of these ships are, oops, that's absolutely not what I meant to do. Some of these ships are, do need refits. And then I also need to put captains in them that like make sense. Because, Some of my captains are in, like, cargo ships. Okay. I don't think these are, like, built well, but, I mean, that's not a problem. Alright, captains. We're gonna put a 7 captain in you. And then another 7 in you. So my highest level captains are taking the kind of, like, bigger ships. So we have 7, 7, 7, 5, 5, 5. And then 5 and 5. So all of the cruisers, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cruisers, and they all have captains, and then 2 S-modded enforcers that have captains. And then the D-modded destroyers don't have captains. But I think that's like a little bit more balanced. Okay. Let's have at it. Repair the fleet. And we will try for this bounty. So, rumored to be hiding out near a frozen world in a dwarf primary star. So, Delta Wall or Beta Wall, one of those two. Delta Wall has a frozen world. And Beta Wall does not. So they're at Delta Wall for sure. So we're heading out to Delta Wall. And the question is there gates nearby? Yeah, Cecine is sort of nearby. It's not terrible, distance-wise. This might be the biggest fleet fight we will have faced so far. I don't have the full details about what we're going after, but it seems likely. And yes, all the ships are outfitted. I'm going to make a stopover at Nordia for a little bit more fuel. Cross fingers, get some good ships. I didn't see a lot of ships that were like being offered that look good to me, but I'm mostly just doing it for the pay. I'll be honest. And rep doesn't hurt. There's also a desert world in the system that might have ruins. Because it's a desert world that has not been surveyed by me. Checking on Darid. Stability looks okay-ish. We have got a 1 month for orbital station. We've got 8% growth for getting rid of the Lud majority. And then 72 days for the soil and low light conditions to be resolved. We'll be a lot more profitable. Well, the problem is, we'll be more profitable with the solar array, but then consequently, we're also adding like defenses, which then takes money. So it's like a trade-off, I guess. And there you are. Oh, this doesn't look like a big fleet. They do have a champion, which I would like, but I mean, you know, it doesn't look strong. It's probably overkill what I'm planning on sending. It's okay. Better over than under. I do hope that if we remove a D-mod, it's removing a D-mod not on one of the, like, Manticore support ships. Alright, they got a Falcon. Okay, their champion is front and center. I am going to instruct my Eradicators to focus on the champion to keep the pressure up. Yo, it helps if you don't cut me off, bruh. Alright, I'm putting pressure on the champion. I don't think I'm just gonna, like, be able to kill it like that. But it's definitely high flux. That Eradicator's going, okay, alright, never mind. I was gonna say that Eradicator is really, like, leaning in hard, and I was kind of worried for a second, but then it, like, killed it. So, credit where credit is due, good job. Was not expecting it to be that easy. There's a Pirate Falcon. I also wouldn't mind, they have 2 monitors in their fleet. I hope that I get access to the monitors. Monitors are really nice ships to have. I like monitors as escorts. Because they have fortress shields, so they're like super stupidly tanky for their size and deployment points and supply cost and fuel cost and all that stuff. Well, they got super wiped out. Lots of experience being racked up. One Enforcer did quite well. Highland Timber did, well, they are S-modded. The other Enforcer did great. Better than me. Yes. So they have a Griffin. A Griffin is a missile cruiser, which might sound sexy, but like, my 2 cents, Griffins are kind of bleh. Champions are definitely better. So I'm going to take the Champion and the Monitor, but not the Griffin. I'm going to intentionally leave the Griffin out of it. For cover. We picked up an Exo Bone Implant. Increase hull for frigates and destroyers, but decrease repair rate. Okay. I also advanced to level 10. And we got paid. Well, level 10, I didn't actually get a skill point, so... Oh, but you know who did? Inverted Sheep did. They might have been leveled up for a while now, and I just failed to notice. Active Sensor Burst no longer forces the fleet to move slowly and increases the range. Might be really nice for star mapping. Transverse Jump and Emergence Burn no longer causes combat readiness damage and reduces the damage for hazards and storms is really nice. Monthly supply consumption for shipments goes down and resources required for survey planets goes down. The survey planets I don't care, but the monthly supply consumption is really nice. And this increases... I am actually going to go bulk transport. Call me crazy. But the added cargo, fuel, and personnel capacity is just like too hard to pass up, given that like I'm constantly messing with my max. Thank you for tuning in to Starsector Homeworld, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rodamont.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rodamont.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow stateless.